Hello, welcome to a Sunday chat with Nick. Um, this chat is earlier than the usual Sunday chat, which is 11 o'clock instead of 10. But the reason why I'm running this chat early today because I want to do another uh, chat that's focused on the Daredevil uh, season 2. That will come at 11. So I will end this chat and launch the spoiler-filled Daredevil 2 uh, season 2 chat. So that's why this chat is at 10 o'clock today. So welcome. I had my bacon and eggs and toast and now my morning coffee. It's 10 a.m. So I don't expect many people to watch this live. Give me a chance here to get situated with the chat board so I can see all the comments if there is any. There was a few people that expressed interest in joining me. I will send them an invite. King Cobra is one. Hopefully he can join. Hopefully he can figure out how to work with his computer and the setup. But for those that have never done a live chat, as I mentioned to King Cobra, you don't need to have a camera to join in a live chat. You can join in and just have a visual, an audio portion. So almost like a radio phone in. You can hear, people can hear you and you can hear me. But this is just not a visual image of you. So you don't need a webcam to join in the chat. Okay, so anyone that wants to join in the chat, just contact me and I will send an invite. Let's see if I can try to do too many things at the same time. I'm also planning to load a Batman versus Superman review. I want to do a chat discussion with Caesar, half man, half amazing, sometime this week, whenever his schedule allow him to do so. But I shot a review without and with spoilers. Hopefully I can load that sometime this morning or by lunchtime, hopefully. I made the review with Anthony and my wife. So it's a family review of BVS. We went to see it yesterday. I did my best to avoid hearing, seeing spoilers for that movie, but it's hard. It was very hard from Thursday through Saturday afternoon whenever I was on the internet not to see something. But most of the time, for the most part, I did not see the spoiler. I saw and hear the opinions of people hate it, didn't like it, or love it. So I hear those things, but I did not see. I was able to block out any spoilers. So luckily that was what happened, and I was able to go see the movie without being spoiled. My enthusiasm was damper because I did hear enough negativism about the movie. So it is what it is. But you have to wait to see my family review of the movie to hear our opinion. Let's see. As I'm talking, I am working on loading that video right now. So hopefully the internet will work. Sometime loading a video as well as trying to watch YouTube and streaming at the same time is not very good, at least with my internet. My internet connection is pretty crappy, even with all the changes, improvement that I made in the past few weeks. Connection still crappy, upload speed still crappy, and download speed still crappy for what I'm paying. But the choices are slim where I'm living. I'm gonna send out a few invites to people that have expressed interest in joining the chat that failed to connect in the previous few times, and they may or may not join. You know, I have no idea who's up this time, but there you go. That's one invite. Invite another. Let's see. Now, if you have seen, hello, Sean. Sean is here. For those that haven't subscribed to Sean, Jean Paul Ace Peter, you should, and then link him on your Google Plus, because on a daily basis, if not, yeah, I say almost every day, Sean has a live chat, not public live chat. It's just a hangout, and he doesn't post them on YouTube, but he have a daily hangout that go on for a couple hours, and there's a bunch of people that join in and talk about whatever. There's all kind of topics because it's daily, and so you subscribe to Sean and have him linked with your in Google, you will get the invite to the chat. I had been to one of his chat. It was fun. It was fun, and I plan to do more in the future. I work at home, so a lot of time, you know, I can work and have the chat go on in the background and listen. So far, I only done it once, but I plan to do that more in the future. If Sean's still around, what do you think of BVS? I'm assuming that you've seen it, but if you haven't, let me know if you plan to see it or not. You know, some people, you know, I was surprised at how empty the theater was for the first opening weekend. I was shocked. Shock is my reaction. I got there with plenty of time because I was worried that you know, it's gonna be crowded, and compared to like Deadpool, which I saw in the first weekend, the theater was pretty empty. There's like maybe 40 people out of the 300 seats, maybe 200. The theater that we go to had 20 screening, okay? And at least 6 of the screening was Superman. So every half an hour there's a show. So I'm not surprised that it's not packed, because, you know, every half an hour you have more choices of seeing a show. And it's 6 screens showing, 3 normal, 1 IMAX 3D, and 2 3D. So maybe those screening was packed because people want to see 3D. I don't know, but for the 2D cheap seats that I saw at $6.92. That was a cost per ticket for each of us, which is cool. I mean, we normally go to a different theater that is actually nicer. You know, it's newer, so it has a bigger, fancier stadium seats. This one is pretty new too, but the other one has even fancier seats, but that one costs almost $12 for tickets, even at the same time. So, you know, for the same price, as I told Anthony last night, we can eat popcorn and don't feel like we spent more money, because between the savings with the ticket, we can buy soda and popcorn and chips or whatever it is and spend the same money. So it's a good deal. I normally complain a lot about high ticket prices, but with the way, I think it's Regal. I think it's Regal. The other theater is AMC. I'm not sure how how other places charge for movie. I just know down here, if I go to AMC, I would be paying premium like $11, $11.50 or $12, and there's no matinee. Okay, even at 4 o'clock, you're paying that price. But at Regal Cinema, I'm paying $6.92, even for a night show. Good bargain. So that review, the BVS review without spoilers and with spoilers, the first half is without spoilers. That is loading at this very second. So maybe in about 2 hours, I will launch it. And then for those that are interested in seeing that, you can see that in this channel. But for sure, there will be a live chat discussion with other people. So for those that are interested in joining me in Batman versus Superman spoiler-filled discussion chat, go ahead, send me a message, and I will send you an invite. It's up right now. Half Man, Half Amazing, Caesar is slotted to join me for that video whenever we can make it happen. Hopefully, well, it's gonna be this week, whether it's today, tonight, or sometime later. We will find out once he is up. He's in Colorado time, so right now it is, I'm guessing 8 a.m. his time. He probably barely getting up. So I don't expect him to be on this chat yet. But I will keep this chat running for another 45 minutes. And then I will shut it off and start my Daredevil Season 2 spoiler-filled chat. So if you want to hear that, then that's will be starting at 11 o'clock. On the comic front, nothing new. I did have another book that came in. So my top 10 list is now 7 left. Okay, so I will load a video of that book maybe tomorrow or Monday. It's in, I review it, and I'm keeping it, so I make a video. I would love to do an unboxing of the book and then show it, but I learned that more often than not, sadly, the book had to be returned because I had done that now on 2 of the books that I bought out of my top 10, where I got the book and it had restoration, stuff like that, so I had to return it. So instead of doing an unboxing and then found the restoration, it's safer for me to get the book, review it first, and then make the video after I decide to keep it or not. So that's new. I also got a piece of an original art, well, a sketch of one of my favorite artists. I'm so happy to have. I will do another video for that one. I wonder if anybody can guess who it is. Hint is an artist that is one of my favorite that I have yet to do on Artist Spotlight. Okay, so second, this artist's art is often way too expensive. So I was as much as I wanted to own a piece of original art from a page of a book, it's so expensive. So I decided for a while now. I've been looking for this for the past 6 months. Instead of trying to fork out thousands for a page, I wouldn't mind having a sketch done by this artist for a few $100. And I got it. I got a piece in, and I will shoot a separate video to show that. So it's awesome. It's gorgeous. I am so excited. I just have to figure out where to put it. Up there. Okay. It's gonna be up there because it's beautiful. I'm super excited to show off that piece in a future video for sure. So that is it as far as the buying front. King Joe, not King Joe, King Cobra. For those that watch my video and see that I bought a couple of books, Spider-Man Silver Age book from Joe, King Cobra. He has Bilbo is here. He had put up a video on his channel, a real short one that showed his email address and how to contact him to get scanned through the books that he's selling. So at least a few people has contacted me before he made that video. And I'm glad he made the video. So now people that watch my Spider-Man video can go to his channel and then contact him. Before that, there was no way. The way YouTube set things up, it was weird on how you can or cannot contact a person. But now his email and contact information is on his channel, so that if you're interested in checking out his books for sale, do it. He has a beautiful run of Spider-Man from issue 2 to 100 something. As I had mentioned to him and many of you, that I am interested in buying a few more of those books. And Joe may have set them aside for me, which is very nice of him. I appreciate that, but at the same time, I'm not hesitate to tell people to, contact him, and it's if somebody can offer him more money for his books, good for him. I mean, I do my best to offer a fair price, but it's up to him. It's up to Joe to decide what price and who he wants to sell to. Okay, so I'm all for him maximizing the money that he's putting in his pocket. Bilbo, first off, before I answer your question, are you joining the chat in 45 minutes? There will be the rest of the Daredevil season 2 discussion. Okay, so if you want to hear me and Terrence and perhaps Caesar, half amazing in the live discussion, do so, because I will end this chat at 11 and launch the Daredevil chat right after that. Okay. My favorite Marvel story forever is Dark Phoenix Saga. There's many, okay, but I had said this in many older video since you're fairly new to my channel. If I had to pick one story, one saga that I love dearly and I have read and reread for decades, is the Dark Phoenix Saga, issue 129 to 138. Love that. It's when I started to collect comic book in 1981. That was, I found out about that series, about that saga shortly after that. And by 1982, I was well aware of that saga, and I was dying to get the back issues to read that. And by 1985, I was able to get the entire, entire story. So from 1985 for the next 30 years, I have reread those books so many times. What makes that saga special for me is that it's a lot more, for me, there are other more complicated or bombastic stories out there, but what makes that Dark Phoenix saga wonderful for me is it's a story about it go beyond superheroes. It's a story about love, friendship, loyalty, sacrifice, many things that make any story great. Not doesn't have to be a comic book story. What makes the Dark Phoenix saga wonderful and special for me over the many decades is that it encompasses all those things. You know, friendship, loyalty, love, sacrifice, everything. You know, like I said, it's a wonderful story, and I have recommended that story to any readers. If you like to read good stories, whether it's novel or comic books, I recommended that series because I think it has stood the test of time. Mike Smith, you're here. Are you working? Yes, this is the monthly Sunday chat. Okay, as I need to figure out how to make it easier for people to remember that, you know, every month, the last Sunday of the month is a Sunday chat. Otherwise, it's Wednesday. I get the weekly Wednesday night chat, but I make it a rule to have a Sunday chat on the last Sunday of each month, so that for those that cannot participate on Wednesday, at least they get a chance to see me or hear me or join me on Sunday. The last Sunday of each month is Easter Sunday, so happy Easter, everyone. Mike, if you have you seen all of the Daredevil show? And if you did, at 11 o'clock, in about 33 minutes, I will end this chat and start my Daredevil Season 2 spoiler-filled discussion. So feel free to join me if you want, okay? Making a trophy. You mean like making a trophy, like creating a trophy to order? But Mike, have you seen BVS? Same thing with Bilbo. Have you seen BVS? I am loading at this very moment my review of BVS. So that might take a while. It's a fairly big video. Let me check here if it's what's going on with the upload. Okay, all right. The file is almost 2 gig and it's like 23 minutes long as far as the review of BVS. Oh, episode 4. Oh, you're a long way off, Mike, so you definitely can't watch that live chat, because that live chat is going to talk about the last 6 episodes of the season, which I know Bilbo is going to be watching because Bilbo has finished it. Well, what do you think of the first 4 episodes, Mike Smith? And if you have, well, my take is if you watch the first, if you saw the first 7 episodes, then you can watch my first part of the spoiler-filled discussion, because that episode, which ran 2 days ago on Wednesday, is a spoiler discussion of the first 7 episodes. Ron Chang is here. Hello, Ron. My regular viewer, Ron Chang, has appeared on just about every chat, whether it's Wednesday or Sunday. So thank you for joining as always. What are the first appearances of Batman versus Superman in the Silver Age? Oh boy, good question, Ron. I don't know. I'm a Marvel zombie. Mike said, I am going to build a base out of wood. Whoa. Of wood, put marble on it, and build a large NBA action figure and paint it gold. Wow, Mike. Talking about serious trophy. Wow, I thought you when you say you're gonna make a trophy, I thought you're gonna be custom order a trophy online. You know how you can do that for any sport or league. I thought you were gonna do that instead of like making one, physically making one. So yeah, that is awesome. Send me a picture when it's done. Love to see that. As far as Ron Chang question, I don't know. If I had the answer, I'll let you know. But on top of my head, I don't know. It has to be a book in the 50s. You know, the famous um, Golden Age book is, of course, World's Finest, right? Where Batman and Superman first meet. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's when the two of them met World's Finest. Oh, my dad is a carpenter. All right, Mike. Indeed, you need the tools. I have zero tools to work with woods. Zero. Actually, I do have one of the electric saw that I use to cut down branches. I do have that, but that's the only tools I have to deal with woods. And man, I wish I had the skills for that. You know, one of my favorite shows is of course the guys that work with woods and all the carving. It's awesome. Random question: what's a good dark side arc? Rock of Ages. Yeah, it's to me. It's as big of a Kirby fan as I am. The arc, the story that Jack Kirby laid out in the Fourth World was not, in my opinion. Okay, this is just my opinion. So you know, and let me say that as a huge fan of Kirby, I didn't feel that the complexity was well read by Jack. He may have great ideas of what he wants to do with Darkseid and how to ties in all the title from Forever People to New Gods, but I think it was not put together well. I mean, I have all those books. Okay? I had them on my book and I have read them, and I didn't think they were good. Okay, I didn't think they were a classic story that need to be read by anyone. They were okay, but you know, certainly they are not in my top 10 recommend list of Kirby. Okay, so the classic story of Darkseid arc is not, sadly, not the beginning. What Silver Age DC comic is good investment? Whew. Well, I think Showcase 22 with Hal Jordan still have a shot to be relevant. It was hot for a while, and then when the movie bombed, the Green Lantern movie bombed, uh, he that book kind of went. Can a new Green Lantern movie revive the hotness of that book? Maybe. Um, you know, Showcase 4, I don't think Flash is going to be huge. Okay, I like the Flash. I like the Flash TV show, but I don't think the Flash is a kind of character that can be huge. And Showcase 4 has always been fairly expensive because it's a tough book to find. It's a rare book to find, and it's always highly desirable. Not as much as Amazing Fantasy 15, never will be, even for the hardcore DC fan that want to argue that that's the birth of the Silver Age. Face it, it's not, you know, it doesn't have the same, if it has the same kind of fever demand like Spider-Man, it will be worth a lot more than what it is because it's much rarer than Amazing Fantasy 15. Okay? First appearance of Aquaman, not really. You know, My view of DC is that, you know, for the cinematic universe, the hot books are, you know, always going to be Batman and Superman and even Wonder Woman. I think Wonder Woman can get hotter. Okay, so I'm not versed enough with the Wonder Woman books and characters to say what is going to be good investment. Um, but you know, as far as, you know, DC is concerned, Showcase 4 is always a good solid book to own. Showcase 22 maybe, and the rest of the Showcase stuff are pure speculation stuff that I don't think a good investment. They are good speculation books to own and maybe cash out when something happened, like Doom Patrol. I'm not sure what, I can't think off the top of my head, but there's potential books like the Doom Patrol, even Creeper, first appearance of Creeper, first appearance of Phantom Stranger. Showcase has a lot of those first appearances. So if you want to, you know, speculate on owning some Silver Age DC, the Showcase book might be a good place to look. But even then, unless you understand and know how to play the speculation game, you shouldn't be buying and holding. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Mike Smith, I think you're correct there as far as Flash 110. That's not a bad choice either. You know, I think the big mistake that I saw on YouTube is this Aquaman craze with Black Manta and this and that. Once again, let me repeat. First appearances of villains are the worst. Let me say this again. Worst investment to make, because they tend to go down or at best flatline after the movie, because unlike the superheroes, most of them are one and done. Okay, let me repeat again: one and done. So please, you know, invest in the hero. Don't invest in the villain unless it's like iconic, like Doctor Doom or the Green Goblin, something that is iconic. Okay, you need iconic villain if you want to invest, not fly-by, one and done villain. And that go with you, Thanos. Hulk 1 is a good investment, absolutely. I'm telling you, I had a Hulk 1 4.5 CGC many years ago, and I can tell you, the price that I sold that book, 4.5, today, you cannot even get a 2.0 for. You might even, yeah, a 2.0 right now costs more than what I sold my 4.5 6 years ago. Yeah, I sold it back in 2010. How to decide what comic book to slap? Good question by Ron. Okay, Ron, here is how I decide what to slap. Okay, this is just how I decide what to slap, not what other people. There's people out there that will slap books that are worthless because they want to preserve whatever. Okay, it's their money; they can do whatever they want. I slap books when I know that that book will fetch a lot more money inside the plastic. Hate me for that if you want, for those that are anti-slabbing. But if a raw 9.0 of a book is selling for 500 on eBay, and a slab copy 9.0 will sell for 800, I guarantee you I will spend the 30 bucks to get the slab to make the extra 300. It's capitalism, okay? If I don't do it, the guy that buy the raw book will do it and make the money. So no, I don't. That's not how I like to leave money on the table. I don't need to make crazy profit on everything I buy and sell, but at the same time, when it comes down to big books, that can go for hundreds, if not thousands dollars more in a slab, that's where the decision is. Now, the other reasons, there's many reasons to slap a book. One of the other reasons is grading. If I have a book, high price book, let's say, by high price, I mean anything over $100 to me is high price. But the grade is difficult to grade. The grade is, when a grade is difficult to grade, that means that either I have a hard time grading, or the buyer or potential buyer have a hard time agreeing to the grade that I say it is. Then it's better to grade it, to sell it, because I don't want to spend my time or waste my time convincing anyone about the grade. I am confident in my grading skills. Not everything that I grade is perfect. Same with CGC grader. They messed up all the time too. Okay, it's hard to be perfect or consistent on every single book. It's not a perfect science. Okay, grading comic book is not a perfect science. So when it comes down to it, those are two of the key reasons that I decide when to slap a book. Hopefully that answered the questions. I am on the opposite opinion. There are no good DC movie investment. After all, the hype to get the first apparent movie based on market of a movie died down. None are holding value. Absolutely. I'm not a big fan of the movie hype. As though that watched this channel long enough, I have made many videos, not poo-pooing on the movie hype, but warning people to not chase the books because it's going up. I see a lot of videos of people saying, oh, I gotta buy this book now because once the movie is gonna go higher, it's gonna go higher. Not true. Patience will pay off. Every hot book become not hot. Just about every single one of them. So for those that are chasing Black Manta, good luck holding that, okay? Can Black Manta first appearance get hotter between now and the first Aquaman movie? Yes. But how many people is gonna tell me that Black Manta is gonna stay hot and get hotter after his appearances? How many? How many? Crazy. Only villain is on fire is Harley Quinn, and the hype was before the movie. Absolutely. Harley Quinn is like the hotness of Harley Quinn is something I don't understand. Not that I don't understand. I don't understand because I don't care for the character, never did. But as far as a current fan that love her, they love her. Just like people that love Deadpool. Way before the Deadpool movie, there are a huge fan base for Deadpool. That's why he's on so many books, so many titles. Marvel would be pimping out Deadpool for the past 5 years if he was not hot. So it's not about the movie. The hotness, the hype with the movie is all self-induced in the hobby. Okay, this is the term that I try to explain to some of my friends. By self-induced, I mean the hotness is contained mostly within the collector base. A non-collector going to see Deadpool movie is not running on eBay to buy New Mutant 98. It's the fan base, the current fan base, that are hoarding multiple copies, and some of those people are the ones that are paying up to have more than one copy of New Mutant 98 for whatever reason. Okay, it's not rare. And it's not because it's a huge demand. The demand came within the current fan base, not external. A guy from China watching Deadpool movie is not going to run to eBay. Ever been cheated on eBay or at CGC? By cheated, have I been scammed on eBay? Absolutely. If you watch my earlier videos, one of my worst nightmare was getting scammed out of an X-Men 1. This happened back in 2003. Someone mailed me an empty box after I paid $5,000. Yeah, I have been scammed. I bought a Black Manta before the hype. Good for you. The cartoons may go get those first appearances now. If I want to get that book, I know the price will be ridiculous. It is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Because I am not a buyer of those hot books, I do not understand the mentality. Okay, so let me repeat this. I do not understand the mentality of people that chase the hot books because of the movie hype. But it happens. That's the reason why for these books to go up. Let me repeat again. It's not the average non-collectors that see a movie that go buy this book. They are not. People that watch very few people that watch the Walking Dead TV show, that love the Walking Dead TV show, go on eBay to pay $2,000 for Walking Dead #1. Very few. Okay? Very few. It is insane when you see New Mutant 98 go for $800. Yep. My hunch, okay, there are a huge debates between a lot of people that New Mutant 98 is going to be the Hulk 181 of this era. I don't know. Okay. We'll find out in 20 years. In 20 years, or at least 10 years. I wouldn't have to go 20 years to find out if that's true or not. We'll see in 10 years. 10 years from now, if that book is, instead of 800, if that book is 1,000 or more, is it a good investment? If you spend $800 today, in 10 years it become a $1,000 book, it's a shit investment. Okay, let me make it very clear. For those that understand math, a good investment would double your money every 5 to 7 years. Okay, let's keep that. Let's understand investment return. If you put money in the stock market or whatever investment return, considering a good investment, you double your money every 5 to 7 years. If New Mutant 98 is going from 800 to like 1,000 or 1,200 in 10 years, it's a shit investment. Okay, make it very clear. It's a shit investment. Like, there's a lot of ways to make money than buying New Mutant 98 if the goal is to make money. Okay? If you want to own New Mutant 98 because you love Deadpool, that's a different story. Different story, okay? There's nothing wrong with that. But if the ultimate motive is to make money, it's not. It's not, okay? That's why I have said it for the past 6, 7 years. Amazing Fantasy 15 has been a great investment for a lot. Has double. You bought an Amazing Fantasy 15, any grades, okay, 5 years ago, your likely has doubled your money. That's good investment. Not buying a book and seeing it go up 10% in 10 years. No, that's garbage. What else do I collect, Mike? Not much else, not much else. I collect money. I collect money. As much as I like comic books, I like money more. I'm telling you, one of my biggest mistake was not buying Netflix 5 years ago. I have been a huge fan of Netflix from the beginning. And for those that know Netflix from the beginning, when they mail you DVDs back and forth, okay? I have been, and I just didn't like the stocks even 5, 10 years ago. Whenever that was, whenever they went public, I was just like, oh, I don't want to buy a company where they are a slave to the content creator. That one of the mistake of investment was I'm just like, the content creators are the one that I should invest in. I should invest in like Fox, Disney, people that make the content, because Netflix need the content. Okay, so they are going to be slave to these content creators. And whoo, was I wrong? Not that it was bad to invest in Disney 5 years ago. Okay, if my Disney that I invest 5 years ago doubled my money, so it's not shit investment. But my God, if I put that same money into Netflix, I would have made it 1,000 times instead of 100%, 1,000 times. So yeah, I mean, would I invest in Netflix today? I think Netflix is 90 something dollars per share. It was high. It's like 100 over. I I have not followed Netflix stock in a while because it's so crazy. It's too expensive for my blood. But no, I regret not buying Netflix, because I remember talking to my friends about Netflix, and I'm just like, oh, they're going to be slave to the content provider. And I don't like to invest in any company that are slave to the content provider. Yes, and now Netflix they're big enough and have enough money that they create their own content. So, they no longer have to be slave to the Fox, the Warner Brothers, and the Disney. Even though they have a great relationship with Disney, with Marvel and all the show, and we'll see. Is it a good investment? Not in this environment. I mean, I don't want to go into segue of what I think of the stock market currently, but if and when we have a big correction, I think Netflix would be one of the stocks that I want to own, because it's the future. I think Netflix have a bright future. The way it's deliver content, I like the way Netflix deliver the content, whether it's TV shows or movies. I watch Netflix a lot, so I can't wait. I will end this chat in 5 minutes. Okay, Comic Crack Terrence is going to be ready for my Daredevil chat starting at 11 o'clock. So in 5 minutes, I will end this chat so that I can launch the other chat and invite T. So for those that are watching this chat right now, if you have seen all the Daredevil TV show, you're welcome to join in. If you want to participate, just let me know and I will send you an invite. For now, I have at least 2 other people. Bye, Mike. I have 2 other people that will appear live, I think. It will be fun. I can't wait to discuss the Daredevil show. It was tough to discuss the show on Wednesday when we couldn't talk about the entire season. We had to stop after episode 7. Ron Chang, before I go, I want to answer one of Ron Chang's last question. I have a Detective Comic 168 with cover detached. I sent out to reattach with a comic book restoration expert to put the cover back. Too bad you did not take a picture of it. I can spot it because the first off, where the cover is detached, they will have to fix the paper. Okay, so I am trained enough to understand the material that are used to replace the tear where the staple is, so I can spot it. Also, depending on where the staple tear is, they had to either redo some color touches on the cover to replace the lost art on the cover. So there's a couple of ways to spot the restoration for that. Okay, but without having a close-up look of the book, it's hard to explain. I Hope that answers the question. Is there a CGC grading check down list used for grading purpose? Kind of, I don't know. In all honesty, CGC grading, CBCS grading is proprietary. Okay, that means that it's secret. So they don't use Overstreet Guide. Okay, let me repeat this. They do not use Overstreet Guide. Is their guideline. Okay, there are many things that they are very different from Overstreet, and some similarities. So I heard this mistake many times from many people. Oh, Overstreet Guide grading is this. It's called CGC. It does not. The grading service is not the Overstreet grading service, so it's not the same. It is not the same. I have had so many people debate me on this, and until they blew in the face. Oh, the Overstreet said this and that. No, it's not. The guideline used by CGC is different from Overstreet. You don't have to go far. Just look at Overstreet Guide as far as writing on the covers. Okay, you don't have to go beyond that point on what Overstreet think about writing on the covers and what CGC think about writing on the covers. So it's not the same. Okay, I'm gonna end this podcast. It's 10:56. Give me time to shut down this broadcast and start a new one. So thank you everybody for joining me for this portion of the chat. In 5 minutes, there will be another chat with Daredevil Season 2 spoilers. So if you haven't seen the show, hopefully you will watch it when you finish the season. Bye-bye. Thank you everyone for joining in. See you next Wednesday. Next Wednesday will be the next live chat. Bye-bye.